quick word. I'm going to need for you to watch your mouth in this season because a lot of you are crossing over into the manifestation of the blessing that God told you that you were going to walk into, but you need to be cautious and be careful because of the fact that there is a thing that the enemy is doing. I need you to pay attention to familiar statements, okay? Because some of you are going to walk into the manifestation of your blessing, but your own mouth is going to screw you up. Why? Because you're going to start saying stuff that are familiar ideations that you learned when you was a kid. And your mama said it, your grandmama said it, your whatever said it. And you won't start saying these things. And when you start saying these things, they're in direct contrary to the manifestation of the blessing that you just received. Did you hear me? Because I was thinking about this the other day, and a statement, I heard it clearly. It was a old saying. Oh my God, you're Killa in me. And people say that. Oh my God, this is. I saw somebody say one time, oh my God, I'm talking about being in a grave. I said, why would you do that? I had to correct somebody. This happened several years ago. And I'm the one that caught this, and I've been catching things like this throughout the years. The person was expressing a story, right? And in them expressing the story that they were expressing, they were talking about this toy, and the toy had expletives that it was saying. And she repeated what the toy's expletives said. And the toy's expletives were talking about being molested or assaulted. You know what molesting means. You know what assaulting means, okay? So she repeated the word that it said. And I told her, I'm going to need you to repent, renounce, denounce, and come out of alignment with that because you don't want that to manifest in your life. And she thought about it, and she came back to me. Not only did she repent in that moment, she came back to me later and said, I'm so glad you told me that because I never would have recognized that. It was so simple. There are going to be simple things that you're going to repeat. Understand, the enemy catches you on a technicality if you say it and come into agreement with it. Let me explain something to you. The Lord's been showing me things that you come into agreement with. And the enemy's being so slick, but he ain't even hiding it now. I remember it was something that happened, and this individual that I knew had made this statement and say, agree with me. And you know, some of us would actually, when the person said agree with them, that you would just do it because you weren't thinking, or it was because of the person that said it. You said, oh, I'm agree. Watch your daggone mouth, because you're going to reopen doors that God shut, or you're going to be in your new season and you're going to re-let the enemy in. I'm going to give you this last representation because this happened to me the other day and darn near thoroughly freaked me out after I was like, why did I do that? Somebody knocked on my door the other day, and when they knocked on the door, I was doing something because I wasn't paying attention because I was focused on what it was I was doing. I was more so frustrated because there was somebody knocking on my door. And I looked outside. Now, I looked before I opened the door. And my brain was thinking, this person looks familiar. When I opened it, it wasn't who I thought it was, which I also think was the reason I opened the door, because I wanted to prove to myself that it wasn't who I thought it was. Remember, we've been talking about opening doors and all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't. But in me saying that, I had to sit down and think to myself, why did I open the door in the first place? All I had to do was ask who was outside, and they would have told me. And I've done this before, that I've asked and they figured out, oh, I'm at the wrong place. Why did I open the door? Don't open doors you shouldn't open, even if they're your own door. because you don't want to let something in. I remember, lie to you not, I had a dream, this was probably a year ago, that I got up, walked over to my front door, and I felt an ominous presence on the opposite side of the door, and it was trying to get me to open it. Understand, don't let your mouth open doors that God has shut. Because the enemy's looking for any way in. And if he can use your mouth against you, if he can use familiarity against you, if he can do, don't open the daggone door. Okay? I thought I wanted to say that. I needed to make sure that you knew that. So with that being said, I'm done.